Chapter 152 Attack. This was the cultivation world where the strong were honored. Lei Zhuochon swept his eyes over everyone, and finally his eyes rested on Kang Chon and Zhao Wuji and Lei Yun, a trace of satisfaction surfacing in his icy gaze. Not bad. This term of the great Tang country is good. Finally satisfied with letting this father make a trip for nothing. Lei Broken Sky's loud voice rang out, and with that, the pressure on his body disappeared. Clearly he had put it away. The crowd instantly breathed a sigh of relief, then listened with respectful faces. Lei Broken Sky's eyes left Kang Chon's trio, and his icy voice resounded above the entire immortal boat. There is an important piece of news that this father would like to tell you all first. Everyone listened attentively at the words, not daring to be the slightest bit slow. A wry smile flashed across Lei Broken Sky's eyes as he continued, "This time, the holy ceremony is different from the past days. In the past days, even if you guys were unable to worship the Heavenly Tao sect, your lives wouldn't be in danger. But that may not be the case this time." Kang Chan and the others were shocked at what he said. They secretly glanced at each other, their complexions instantly clear. It was just as Lei Yun said. This time, the Heavenly Tao sect's disciple acceptance ceremony was even more brutal. The others were also very shocked, with a voice of incredulity, just that everyone didn't dare to speak at this time, for fear of angering Lei Boshan. "Well, your performance is good. At least you have enough confidence." Lei Broken Sky looked at the expressions of the crowd in his eyes, and nodded slightly as he continued. "This time your test place is the Heavenly Tao Demon Ceiling ranking. Never mind, this father might as well give you a closer look. Otherwise you guys won't know the Heavenly Tao Demon Ceiling ranking's power." The crowd sniffed and listened carefully. The Heavenly Tao Demon Ceiling list is an imperial treasure level magic treasure of the Heavenly Tao Sect's Guardian Elder, which holds countless demonic beasts, from the Jidan stage to the Yuanying stage. Even the outbreathing stage and the splitting spirit stage demonic beasts are present, so one can only imagine the scenario that you guys are going to face. Lei Boshan said. Hiss. The crowd couldn't help but suck in a mouthful of cool air when they heard this. Even the outbreathing stage and divine separation stage demonic beasts existed, so wouldn't they be looking for death if they went in? Kang Chon and the others were also wide-eyed. Shit. What kind of test was this? Even the outbreathing stage and divine separation stage demonic beasts were made out. How could they still pass the test? However, Lei Boshan immediately said, "Don't worry, the demonic beasts of the outbreathing stage and parting of the spirit stage are all imprisoned in the deepest part of the Heavenly Tao Demon Ceiling list. All you will have to deal with are just some conjunctive demonic beasts, as well as a varying number of Yuanying stage demonic beasts. But even so, it's still very dangerous. The death rate is very high, so you have to be psychologically prepared. And those who don't have the confidence to go down are still rushing down, saving them from losing your lives." Kang Chon and the others were instantly relieved. This was better. Although it was still dangerous, it was better than not having a single ray of hope. However, most of the people present were still gloomy. After all, if the number of Jidan stage and Yuanying stage demonic beasts was high, it would cause the same fatal crisis for them. At once, a portion of those who were not strong-willed began to hesitate. Although worshipping in the Heavenly Tao sect was tempting, but that would only be possible because they had the life to go. Some people knew that their strength was not good, and they just wanted to go and see the world, so naturally, they would not be willing to give up their lives. Lei Broken Sky looked at the expressions of the crowd in his eyes and coldly said, "I'll give you all an hour. You'd better think clearly. Once you go to the Heavenly Tao sect, there will be no more chances for you to choose." After saying that, he closed his eyes and stopped paying attention to the crowd. Above the immortal boat, the crowd fell into a silence. Then some scattered figures jumped off the immortal boat, obviously giving up on this Heavenly Tao sect's disciple acceptance ceremony. With one person taking the lead, there was a second person So more and more people began to choose to give up. Above the immortal boat, a sword light flashed and flew towards the ground, drawing the attention of everyone in the entire imperial capital. Worshipping the heavenly Tao sect was certainly the pursuit of a bunch of young talents. But some people would not lose their lives because of this, so they chose to give up. What's going on here? Why did they come down? What happened? In the imperial capital, many people were very puzzled. Some people couldn't board the immortal boat by all means. But now how did these people who boarded the immortal boat come down? Could it be that something happened? The crowd was very puzzled. Soon, a young Junin who chose to give up told the crowd the cause of the matter, causing a clamor. This session of the Heavenly Tao Sect's Apostle Acceptance Ceremony was even life-threatening. No wonder so many people had given up. Obviously, these were the ones who did not have the certainty of passing the test. After all, there were only so many people who worshipped the Heavenly Tao Sect in each session. More people were just holding a hint of fantasy, as well as going to see the world. They wouldn't gamble with their own lives for this slight chance. After all, with their talent, even if they couldn't worship the Heavenly Tao Sect, they could still cultivate to the Yuanian stage without any problems. And they could completely become a party of hegemony in the Great Tang Kingdom. Therefore, after hearing this news, those who were unable to board the immortal boat also gave up straight away. They couldn't even manage to board the immortal boat. Would they not be looking for death if they went to participate in the test again? Along with more and more young talents choosing to give up, the number of people in the immortal boat was drastically decreasing. And after an hour, the number of people in the immortal boat was reduced by a third. Time is up. Lay Broken Sky opened his eyes, and a brilliant light asterisk came out from within his eyes. The crowd of young jungles in the immortal boat stopped stirring. The time had come. Even if they were entangled in their hearts, it was useless. They could only fight to the death. Either they worshipped the Heavenly Tao Sect or they died. All of them held their breath and silently looked at Lay Boshan in front of them, waiting for the immortal boat to start. This would be the most important test of their lives. Very good. To be able to defy the threat of death. You guys deserve a commendation from this father. Lay Broken Sky swept his eyes over the crowd. A trace of appreciation flashed in his gaze. Then he continued. Cultivation is like rowing a boat against the current. If you don't advance, you will fall back. If you want to peacefully cultivate to the supreme realm, then this honorable father can tell you that there is no such thing as that kind of good thing in this world. In this cruel cultivation world, you only have 3 paths to take. The first one, Lay Boshan said, pointing to those young juniors who gave up and said with a face full of disdain. Just like them, they chose to be peaceful but lost the chance to continue to advance to the highest realm. The crowd fell silent. They were able to stay here because they didn't want to give up that slight chance. They also wanted to one day be able to become a strong person like Lay Boshan. Hide their feet for a moment, and the entire Great Tang country shook 3 times. Even though this hope was very small, they were not willing to give up. The second, Lay Boshan continued, is to die on the way to becoming a strong person, burying one's bones in another country, or even having one's soul scattered, not even having the chance to be reincarnated as a human being. The crowd clenched their fists. How could they not know how hard it was to cultivate, but they still chose to do so? The third rule, that is to become a strong person like me. Lay Broken Sky scanned the crowd and coldly said, other than these 3 paths, you have no way out. Now that you have chosen to participate in the holy ceremony, then properly prepare to fight to the death. This honorable father has a good news to tell you. This time, the Heavenly Tao Sect has collected a large number of outer disciples. You only need to work hard. Anyone who survives will have the chance to worship the Heavenly Tao Sect. Wow, the crowd all heard the words and were excited and thrilled. Every session of the Heavenly Tao Sect collects very few disciples, which also increases the cruelty of the test. After all, the position is limited. This time, although there is a danger to their lives, but the number of disciples collected by the Heavenly Tao sect has increased. The crowd could not help but feel a burst of excitement in their hearts. Some of them could not compete with those powerful geniuses, but they felt that it should be no problem for them to save their lives. All right, we will now immediately head to the Heavenly Tao sect. On the way, this father will continue to explain the Heavenly Tao demon sealing list, as well as the rules of this holy ceremony to you all. Lay broken sky swept the crowd. Suddenly a blazing light flashed by. As he stomped his foot, the entire immortal boat shuddered, and the crowd swayed, so scared that they hastily held onto the things next to them. Rumble. With a tremor, the immortal boat emitted a violent rumbling sound, as if heavenly thunder was roaring, and the entire immortal boat suddenly started up and began to slowly rise higher into the sky. Kuhu. At this instant, a violent hurricane immediately struck, and some young jungles, who did not stand firmly, were instantly blown out of the immortal boat by the hurricane and fell down, not knowing whether they were dead or alive. This scene scared everyone so much that they hurriedly exerted their true essence and tightly stabilized their bodies. Each of them was filled with horror that such a thing could happen. They had thought that they would be able to arrive at the Heavenly Tao sect peacefully after boarding the immortal boat, but they didn't think that before they could participate in the test, some of them would be eliminated directly. Rumble. The huge immortal boat finally rose to a height of 100,000 meters above the sky, and immediately a breath of supreme coldness came to their faces. Everyone's faces immediately changed drastically, and they hurriedly exerted their true essence with all their might to ward off this breath of supreme coldness. They almost forgot that, in this high altitude, above 100,000 meters, the thin airflow and the cold aura could pose a fatal threat to people. Under the panic of the crowd, the huge immortal boat turned into a blazing light, heading towards the far away. At this time, the immortal boat had stabilized and was not swaying, but the icy cold currents, as well as the hurricane winds high up in the sky, could cause a crisis to them. So no one dared to relax in the slightest, all holding their breaths in order to cope with the crisis that would occur at any time. Very well, I forgot to tell you all. When you stepped onto the immortal boat, the test has already begun. The road is not smooth, and it is even possible for all of you to die. Hee. I hope you guys can survive until the Heavenly Tao sect. Lay broken sky laughed. The crowd was instantly filled with caution, each of them nervous. Kang Chan also didn't dare to be careless. They transmitted their voices to Jin San Shao and the others, proposing to join forces with each other in defense, freeing up a few people as a last resort safeguard, in order to deal with the crisis that would erupt at any time. Jin San Shao was the smartest. He transmitted his voice and said, "Gentlemen, Brother Kang Chong possesses the heaven escaping hand. Even if we are in danger, he is perfectly capable of executing the heaven escaping hand to save us. I propose that we let him free up his hands. Don't waste our true essence at this time." Third Fatty is right. I agree. Lei Yun immediately nodded. Liu Suifeng and Hua Wanyong naturally had no problem with it, and Zhao Wuji also nodded. After a few people agreed, the four of them, Jin San Shao, Liu Suifeng, Hua Weiyong, and Lei Yun, fully operated their true essence to protect the crowd, while Kang Chon, Zhao Wuji, and Zhao Linga were protected in the middle. The three of them were the strongest, and they were preserving their strength for the time being, so that they could step in at any time to save the crowd later on if there was a crisis. Not bad. Actually knows how to cooperate. Finally, not an idiot who only knows how to cultivate. A hint of a smile flashed in Lei Zhuochon's eyes when he saw this scene. At this time, the others also discovered the strange behavior of Kang Chan and the others. They were all young talents. Everyone was not an idiot, instantly discovering the advantages of this method of Kang Chan and the others, and instantly began to learn to unite with some of their close friends to jointly deal with the upcoming crisis as well. Rumble, the huge immortal boat traveled vastly, and although several crises occurred in it, they all passed through unharmed under the cooperation of the crowd. Soon, the huge immortal boat sailed out of the boundaries of the Great Tang country and entered an unfarmy Laya area. And although the crowd were all Jidan stage powerhouses, they were unable to see the scene below from the height of 100,000 meters above. Lei Broken Sky began to explain to the crowd at this time about the Heavenly Dao Demon Sealing List and the test they were about to face.